why do you act like a tree? Seriously, why do you act like you can't change? You save all those workout videos of your dream body. You save all them girls going on vacation, wearing some of your dream outfits, doing all the things that you want to do in your life, but you just put it on the back burner. Why do you act like you can't achieve those things? I mean, don't get me wrong. You can't achieve those things as the current person that you are today, but you can change your identity to become the kind of person that can achieve those things. So in this video, that's what we're going to do. We're going to stop acting like a rock and we're going to get into movement. And I'm going to give you the necessary steps you need so that you can change your identity. Now, the first step that I want you to do is literally create a visual of the woman that you want to be that is achieving your wildest dreams. I want you to literally create a story, but you do not have to do this by yourself. I recommend to use ChatGPT. I want you to go into ChatGPT and type, I am blank years old, and I want you to create a story for me of me living my life through my wildest dreams. Here are a list of my wildest dreams. And when I say wild, baby girl, I want you to go wild. I do not want you to be realistic. I don't want you to be, what makes sense. I want you to think of you achieving your wildest dreams. There is no cap. There is no cap at all, okay? Let's not be realistic about this. These are our wildest. If you cannot think of your wildest dreams, that means that you are not thinking big enough. That means that you are not mentally putting yourself even in the position to achieve some of these things. And that's one thing I noticed about myself with this step, because like I said in the beginning of the video, it's so easy to save all of these things of these people achieving the things that you want to achieve and doing the things that you want to do. But you will realize, at least for me, it was kind of hard to say, no, what does Chamia want to achieve? What do I want to specifically get for myself? But ChatGPT will create an entire story for you. And I also recommend to ask them to put it into first person so you can read it yourself. And this is a great way to figure out where you want to start, because it will explain to you a story of you in the future achieving these things. What are some of the emotions that you are feeling? Possibly what are some of the places that you are going? And I think this is a great place to start, because a lot of times when we are trying to change our identity, it's like, where do I want to go? Where do I want to do? And so this literally gives you a step-by-step of where you're going to start and what does your end result look like for your ideal self. The second step I want you to do is surround yourself with evidence to change your truth. This is very imperative because the identity that you currently have is the truth for you, and that's why it makes sense. See, the problem is you kind of have the idea of who you want to be. Like I said, we save this stuff, we have this idea in our brain, but due to it also being on social media and not in real life, it doesn't seem true to you. It honestly seems like you're watching a movie or a TV show, right? It seems like something that you can aspire to do, but it doesn't actually ever seem like something that you are going to achieve. And so to make it realistic to you, you have to change your truth. An example of this I want you guys to think about is literally they change the identity of what your 20s mean. 20 years ago, your 20s in all the movies, from everyone I talked to, was supposed to be the wildest years of your life. You were supposed to drink soda, you were supposed to drink cheap liquor, you were supposed to stay up all night. Like, it was this thing of your 20s were supposed to be your wild and carefree time. That was what you saw in the magazines. That's what you saw in the movies, the TV shows. Nowadays, it's very similar to how I live my life, right? I'm 24 years old with a self-growth YouTube channel. I'm 24 years old and I tell y'all should get 8 hours of sleep at night. I'm 24 years old, I tell y'all that y'all should not be drinking, y'all should honestly really shouldn't be drinking soda. I'm 24 years old and I'd rather drink a probiotic before I drink a soda. Like, that's not normal. At least it wasn't 20 years ago. But what did they do to change the 20s? Now everybody's about self-growth and self-improvement. They changed the truth. They told us what were some of the chemicals inside of the things that we were drinking and eating. They told us the effects of not working out. They told us all of the truths that the prior generation did not have information about. So to them, they didn't really see a problem with staying up all night. They didn't see a problem sometimes with going to sleep with their makeup and waking up with it. But now if you say that I go to sleep with my makeup, people are like, ew, that is so disgusting. I promise y'all, 20 years ago, that was a thing that honestly wasn't that nasty. But I want you to understand it like that. Once they knew better, they had to do better. So with the prior step that we talked about, of ChatGPT giving you the step-by-step of things that you're going to achieve and do. Surround yourself with things to actually make that true, but they need to be specific things. So it's not giving, oh, I'm going to watch a self-growth channel because I want to grow my life. No, it's okay. It says that I'm going to be making a certain amount of money. Let me watch a podcast talking about finances. Let me read a book talking about finances. Oh, at my college, they have this finance lady coming and talking about this and talking about that. Let me do that. Oh, it said that I'm going to be, speaking to people and sharing my story. Okay, well, maybe I need to be getting into public speaking. Okay, are there some courses that I can take on public speaking? The idea behind it is you need to change your truth. You need to surround yourself with evidence that that thing is true. Because the reason why that is not your identity yet, the reason why that thing is not true to you yet, essentially, is because you're not surrounding yourself with things that make it true. You're probably surrounding yourself with things that make it false, right? It's very easy to convince yourself, I don't really need to eat healthy. I don't really need to work out. I don't really need to, you get what I'm saying, be in shape. If your truth is, I wake up in the morning, I go to work, I do this, I do that. But if your truth changes and you realize, wait, I don't think I'm supposed to wake up tired all the time. Wait, I don't think I'm supposed to be feeling this back pain at this age. Wait, I don't. And you start learning that there's a different truth, that this isn't the only life you can be living. That's when you change your mind frame. You're like, okay, maybe I can start. I need to start changing certain things. So that's the next step I would say to change your identity. You need to change your truth. You need to surround yourself with evidence, whether it is you digesting, information, consuming information, or physically surrounding yourself with evidence, sometimes people, sometimes situations, where that thing is true and where that thing is being done. The next step is, I would recommend first find out what you are doing wrong in a lot of these categories as well and counter with them. I think another problem that a lot of people have is we focus too much on the future when it comes to changing your identity, right? It's this thing of, oh my gosh, I need to start eating healthier because I want to get my dream body, and I need to only eat vegetables, and I need to only eat fruit, and I need to only drink water. I need to do all these things. But it's like, yeah, that's great, but we can start with just cooking at home. Like, look at the things that you are already doing right now, and then those are the things that you experiment with. I think the problem, like I said, we focus so much on the future when it comes to changing your identity. Oh my gosh, I want to make all this money. I need to take this course. I need to take that course. You need to create a budget. Like, you need to actually, allocate money to, like, I don't know, specifically this money is only for groceries. This money is only for books. You get what I'm saying? Like, the whole idea behind this step is you need to start figuring out, what are you doing right now that's bad? Hey, this is what I need to start cutting out. Hey, this is what I need to stop doing that I'm doing right now. It's so easy to want to do more. And then all you're doing is kind of like you putting new makeup on top of old makeup. You first need to take off the makeup that's on your face. You get what I'm saying? It's not the makeup on top. You're going to have to keep applying more. You're going to have to keep doing more. And it's not going to look good until you take off the makeup that's already on your face. So first, we need to figure out the things that we are doing in our life that's getting us away from our goal. There's no reason why you're out here trying to buy all these new protein powders and you are still drinking soda. We need to do one step and then we need to do the other. The next thing I recommend is, with these things that we want to change, right? With these major categories, like I said, going to the first step, those are giving you more so the specific categories that you need to focus on. Pick 3 to 5 things that you want to start doing, routines that you want to start doing with those things. An example of this can be, right, going back to the finances. There's this thing of saying, okay, I need to create a budget. Yes, if you can create an entire budget of, your groceries and your outside and every little miscellaneous thing you do, that would be great. Or you can pick 3 to 5 of your major bills and just calculate those in a month. Is it rent? Is it car insurance? Is it any other insurance? Like, what are 3 to 5 of your major bills? And then figure those out. The same thing when you're starting a workout. It's so easy to be like, I need to do this workout, that workout, this glute, that back workout, Literally just figure out 3 to 5 workouts that you want to do. The idea behind this is that it's going to get you into a routine. Identities have habits. Habits are essentially routine. Habits are things that you do without thinking about them, similar to routines. And the problem is, kind of going back to the last step, we try so hard to do so much, even when we're being healthy. Honestly, starting my health journey, 3 to 5 meals. I kind of do them in variation, but 3 to 5 meals. The problem is you have literally 15 meals that you have saved in your healthy foods folder that you want to cook. You know how many different kinds of foods you're gonna have to buy, how much stuff is probably gonna have to go to waste because you need parsley for that pasta, but you don't need parsley for nothing else. So not a parsley sitting inside of, your fridge all them days and it's going old. That happened to me all the time. I would say, I want to try this healthy meal. I want to try that healthy meal. And they had specific ingredients that went with it. And a lot of the ingredients were fresh, of course. And a lot of those ingredients I didn't have to use again for another meal. So I wasted all that money because I only used it one time. You need to create 3 to 5 dishes that you are going to eat, and you can possibly mix up a bit, but that is how you start your health journey. The same thing. Everybody wants a 10-step skincare routine. Pick a 3 to 5 step routine that you are going to be doing. Once you can commit to this, right? Once you can say, hey, every single night I wash my face, I put on toner, and I put on my serum or whatever, then that's when we can speak about putting on other stuff and slugging and all this other stuff. You need to first do 3 to 5 routines, going back to the categories that you want to do, that you are going to stick to. Once you stick to those things, we can move to the next step. And going a little bit off of the 3 to 5 routines, I want you to give yourself a 90-day probation period. 90 days is 3 months. And the reason is because we are changing your identity. We want these things to be habits. We don't want you just to start going to the gym for a couple days and then, you're like, okay, well, I don't want to go anymore because I only went for my birthday and my birthday passed. We don't want you to start eating healthy for a little bit and then you're like, well, it's about to be winter time. Nobody's going to see my body anyway. It's going to pass. We want these to become habits for you. We want this to become your identity. So we're going to do this by doing a 90-day probation period, a 3-month probation period. Every month you're going to build it up more and more and more. Another thing that this shows you that is really changing your identity is because this is basically you telling yourself, hey, we're not going to go full-fledged the first week. Hey, we're not going to go full-fledged the second week. If I care about this thing enough, I can go into it slowly. If I don't care about this thing, then the 90-day probation period is going to be very hard for you. Now, how you want to break this down is dependent upon your goals. What do you want to do? Like when you think about your ideal thing, how many times a week do you want to be going to the gym? How many calories do you want to be eating a day? How many steps in, the workout routine or whatever the case may be? And then you break that down into 3 sections. So if we are thinking about the workout, or if we are thinking about something like eating healthy, right? For the first month, we are only cooking. It doesn't matter what you cook, we are only cooking, right? Because right now you eat out too much. That's what's messing you up. The second month, we are focusing on cooking, possibly specific kind of meals that are more so healthier. Maybe we're not using any more oil as much. Maybe we're not using, you get what I'm saying, stuff that be sitting in the freezer, whatever the case may be. Then the third month, we are going to start cooking healthy meals. We're focusing on cooking intentional healthy meals. And I know that was a very random breakdown. Of course, it's going to be different based upon what you want to achieve, but I want you to think about it like that. You need to break down your goals into 3 months. And then after you do something for 4 weeks, you build upon it. After you do that for 4 weeks, you build upon it. This is going to train your brain, and this is also going to train you on discipline. It's you telling yourself, I care about this stuff enough to wait. I care about becoming this person enough that I'm going to do it step by step by step, and I don't have to go full-fledged. Because prior experience you probably already had, you go full-fledged, you work out 5 times a week, you eat healthy, you do the protein shakes, all that for the first week. And then after about 2, maybe 3 if we're lucky, we cut off for some reason, something happens, and then we never go back to it again. You need to do these things slow to prove to yourself that you're getting a routine, to prove to yourself that this is habit, and to prove to yourself this is your new identity. And the final thing I want you to do is ask yourself, when it comes to doing anything, especially when these new habits, what do you want to regret? I know that seems like a very random question, but the reason why I want you to ask yourself this is because you're always going to regret something, right? Especially when it comes to changing your identity. There may be times where you're going to have to regret going out with your friends because you're like, I didn't go to the gym today and I have to regret it. I have to miss it. Maybe there's sometimes you're going to have to regret sleeping in a little bit. And so when you're making these decisions, because they're going to be hard, I know it's so easy in a video to make it seem like just step by step by step. No, it's going to be hard. It's going to take a lot of discipline. It's going to take a lot of willpower. It's going to take a lot of those things. But I want you to really ask yourself when you're waking up in the morning, I want you to ask yourself when you're thinking about not going to the gym, what do I want to regret? Do I want to regret not going to the gym, or do I want to regret not getting sleep? Do I want to, and don't think about it emotionally. That's what messes up people too. Think about literally this or that. There's no emotions behind it. There's no, but do I want to regret feeling a little bit better later? No. It's going to the gym or not. It's regretting, do I want to eat at McDonald's or do I want to cook at home? Like, don't put emotions into it. Because sometimes that's what messes us up a little bit when we're a little bit too emotional. I am a big advocate, I've said in videos before, of like having conversations with yourself, inner conversational skills. But at the same time, we need to be honest with ourselves and just say flat out, what do you want to regret? Do I want to regret doing this or do I want to regret doing that? But I want you to understand you are going to have a lot of regrets. You just have to pick the decision that it's going to, direction, I should say, that it's going to be in, because it's going to be hard. Changing your identity, becoming a new person is hard, but I promise you, it's so worth it. Like in the end, to really look back and say, I made this decision. I made this choice to become that person that I wanted to be. It feels great to wake up in the morning and enjoy the body that you're in, to look outside and enjoy the space that you're in. Even sometimes if it's just mentally, like sometimes we're physically in a place and we're like mentally, we know we're going to get out, but that's a great feeling. And it all comes with you changing your identity. Not similar, but in the beginning of the video, I did tell you guys to make like that story. I definitely recommend to print that out and read it every night and every morning. I want you to change literally your mind frame to be like, this is me. This is my life. This is what and that's why I said, make sure it's in first person. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm achieving. Speak life into this thing. And I know for some people, it's going to be hard thinking of your wildest dreams because we never think of us in our wildest dreams. It's so crazy. We think of other people kind of acting it out or other people kind of doing it. But it's like, no, think about yourself. What in your wildest dreams do you want to achieve? And you can get wilder and wilder and wilder. But that's what I noticed, a reason why it was so hard for me to change my identity, because I was like, wait, what are my wildest dreams? What do I want to achieve? What do I want to do? And I don't know. I just thought that would be interesting. But thank you guys so much for watching my video. And of course, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank y'all and have a great one.